Alright, so I still haven't finished prepping those two doors, but I did realize I am missing some pieces. So there's a little skirt or something that's supposed to go along that sill, and Tiffany didn't come with that. So luckily I kept these. They are from Isabella. Let me just turn the light on here. So they're from Isabella and they fit perfectly. So that means that there's no difference here between the 58 and the 60. So that'll do just fine. But yeah, they're in much worse condition than anything else on Tiffany. So it's going to take a bit of work to get them clean, rust free, all the dings out. I got them, and then I also have these, what do I call them, tread plates. That seems to be the other side. Yeah, so got these as well, very, very pitted, the aluminum. I don't know how I'm going to clean them. Wire wheel will damage them. Probably something like a nylon brush would probably have been better. But maybe there's a juice or a chemical of some sort that I can put on there. Yeah, bloop it in the comments if you know what I should do with that aluminum. You can still see the remnants of the fiberglass that they used to hold this car together. It was just shocking. Anyhow, let me get cleaning. Hey guys, if you enjoy following this project with me, please consider subscribing. Only 5% of my viewers are subscribed. Subscribing costs you nothing and it would really help me a lot. I've been stuck on this 340 subscribers now for months. Please help me push it over that mythical 500 subscribers line. I'd really appreciate it. Enjoy the video. Cheers. Those are all bubbles that have to come off. That's just gonna cause crap later. I'm gonna go get a screwdriver to see if I can jam it in there. I just had an idea, dumb idea, but why not just use a real drill bit and lightly tickle the rust and see what happens. Alright, so I'm trying to get this bump out, or dent if you look at it from the other side. So I've just placed it precariously, words. I just placed it on my bench here, and I'm gonna put a piece of board or plank in there and hit it with a hammer and see what happens. So my table is designed especially for this, with this nice ridge here, these boards that don't align, that was planned for today. This allows me to really put some force down and get this brush in there, then it actually works and cleans up pretty nicely. Okay, so now that's solved. Now I need to get a good angle on these inside plates. I'm tempted to use the grinder with the paper discs, but I think that might be a bit aggressive. I'm gonna try it though. Okay, so this is a used disc, so hopefully it's taken a bit of the bite out of it. So let's see what happens. So first of all, I can't get it in deep enough. Secondly, places like that, where there's a bit of a bump, it's gonna eat straight through and create holes and soft spots or weak spots. So no, bad idea. Let's look for something else. I think I'm gonna end up doing this by hand. So I've got these nice 40 grit discs. I don't have the machine that this goes with. I got these from my dad. He must have bought them in error at some point, or he has the machine at his place. Anyway, so I'm going to see if I can get in there with this and see how long that'll take. I don't think it's going to be too bad. Okay, I don't know how long this took, but I am happy with the prep on this one. Maybe need a little bit more hand sanding there, but I've exposed all the rust. Everything that's loose is off, so I think it's ready for the rust converter. I'm gonna give it a good coating of rust converter and then prime, and then it's on the same stage as the doors so that I can give everything color at the same time. I'm probably not going to record anything on the second skirt because it's just more of the same. Hello. I just said I'm not going to record, and then I did something stupid. So I knocked out that dent from this side with a piece of wood that I shaped professionally, and I put it down over there, over the edge, so that there's space for the dent to pop out into, and I whacked it with a hammer, and yeah, cool, it worked. And then I realized I created a perfectly flat surface here now that I'm gonna have to figure out how to get out. Fantastic. Okay, so that did not come out too badly at all. So I first hit it with this. That round edge is okay if you just twist it about 45 degrees, just to pop it out, and then I struck it from the sides with a hammer, and it popped out quite nicely. It's obviously very wobbly. I'm not going to be able to paint it just like that, so once all the paint is off and it's prepped, I'm going to have to do a very thin layer of Bondo over it to just give it that very, very smooth corner that it needs. So I've had so many bad ideas today already. Why stop now? I did not see that coming. it's obviously heavily dented and they have a massive amount of Bondo in here. It might actually be rusted straight through. Yeah, the Bondo is all the way through the metal. So if I take all of that out, I'm gonna have a hole. But I'd rather take everything out and rebuild it with fresh Bondo in any way. So let's go. Oh, I hate working with that thing. Anyway, as expected, many holes straight through. So all of that should now just chip out with a screwdriver or something, and then I can do a better job at filling that in. Oh, I hate that thing. It is significantly faster than the wire wheel on the drill. I think I need to cut out with my grinder a nice square piece, bend something up and take it to a exhaust place to braze it in. I don't think it'll be wise to fill this all in with body filler again. I don't know, we'll see what we do. I'm gonna stop messing with it now, take a break, clean myself up. Yeah, it's been a bit. Okay, so I was a little bit lucky. So this is the sheet metal I'm going to use. It's flashing from an old roof that I took off. And it's got this lip, which actually matches almost perfectly that little edge that I left, because I didn't want to cut exactly on this bend that's running through there. So I'm actually going to lay this down like that. Yeah, it bends like that. And then I've already got that bend. It's a nice crisp sharp bend that I need. Mark, trace off the rest and then cut it out. Let me get one of my kids' pencils. Okay, so I cut that out very safely and responsibly with my grinder. I just didn't record. Now I can start forming it. Okay, just in case anybody was under the impression that I knew what I was doing, I'm not, and I'm making it up as I go along. So this is a 25mm water pipe that fits, I would say, 80% in there. It's nice and snug. So I'm going to start forming around this. I'll actually just get a copper one. This polyprop is not going to work. And then I'll end up with that. Or maybe I'll just use the 15mm from the start. Yeah, I'm going to use this, put it in the vise, and then I'll form the sheet metal around this. I think that'll give me what I need. Maybe I should heat it while I bend. Stuff's hard. Oh, look at that. So that's not what I want. I'm gonna put a piece of flat bar on the jaw side of the vise so that I can put pressure, continuous pressure on it. and I think I'm going to eat it. Okay, so I borrowed my dad's brazing kit or set, and I haven't brazed in probably 15 years, if not more. Probably closer, no, more. Yes, I was probably 16, 17 years old. Probably been 25 years since I've brazed. So I'm gonna do a couple of test runs on the sheet metal, make sure that I can get the medium to flow and that everything's good before I glue on that new piece. Great, I didn't record. Anyway, that went fairly well. Towards the end there, to the left, that's where I ended and got the temperature and stuff right, so I think I'm good. On this side it flowed quite nicely and I didn't have any issues, but here I battled to get the copper to bond to both the original sheet metal and the new plate. Don't know why. All of that excess I'm gonna have to grind off, but that'll be fine. Now I'm just gonna continue forming it, get the curves and everything right, and then I'll tack it in more places, smear some Bondo over it, and it'll be fine. Okay, so focus. That looks horrible. I'm gonna clean it up now, grind it clean, and then see how bad it is, if I have to reinforce it somewhere, and then put Bondo over it. I just need to remember that I don't think it can be worse than what it was before I started. So yeah, let's quickly clean it and then see what it looks like afterwards. Okay, so the biggest mistake I made was the surface wasn't clean. I, like an idiot, assumed I'm just going to burn it clean and then, you know, it'll take, but that's not the case. So I'm going to just clean up properly here. That one is very suspect, so I'm going to have to redo that. This side looks like crap, but it's strong, it'll hold. Unfortunately, this metal here on the original piece is very thin. I've got nothing to braze to it. When I put the flame there, it just, you know, burns straight through. So I'm gonna leave that as it is. I'm gonna clean this up and put another couple of tacks in. Alright, so I painted the skirts with a very good rust converter that I've always used. I know it works well. Just so that I'm 100% sure I've stopped all the rust there. The medium little hammer sanded these down for me. I don't know what you call them. They go on here, on the doors. And long time ago, I cleaned the hinges for the boot and the bonnet. They're ready to prime. And the doors are ready to prime. So yeah, I'm gonna do all of that tonight and see where we get tomorrow. Okay, so I've got my first layer of Bondo on this piece that I repaired. Just putting it out in the sun to dry quicker. It's curing. No, technically doesn't dry, it cures, but still. A couple of things that I repaired. Hoping for it to look nice when I'm done, at least. Alright, so I've given them a rough sand with like, I think, what is this? Like 60 grit. Because this is like reconstruction, not fine tuning yet. A lot of these are fine. That one is very close. Very thin layer of Bondo over that. This one is very close. I think this whole skirt, I think, is very close. Probably only going to need one more application of Bondo. This one, the side where I welded or brazed, it's going to need some work. Not that bad, but a lot of very low spots that I have to get rid of. I'm on the brazing there and that level is correct, so I don't want to go down deeper there. And if you put it down like that, you'll see it needs quite a bit of filling in that section over there. If you compare that with this one, you know, it's a fairly tight seal. So yeah, quite a bit of work yet to do here, but I think it's going to look very good. Worth it in the end. So I got this one from the hardware store today. I've been using this up until now, which is great. I don't have a problem with it. It does cure very quickly, and it's very thick, like very viscous. I'm hoping that this one is a little bit lighter to apply easier over bigger surfaces. That one is great for rebuilding. If you want to put on a lot of material in a smallish area, that works fantastic. This one, I'm hoping, I've got no idea, I'm hoping it'll be better to apply on bigger smooth surfaces like this. So this one is prepped. I'm not going to put another layer of the thick stuff on this. I'm going to finish it off with that. If it's better, we'll see. First reaction, very positive. When you put on the light, it is definitely more runny. So let me mix that through, put on a bit, use its activator. I just shouldn't get the activators confused now. They're the same thing. This one is red, this one is blue. Okay, anyway. That one's activated. This one. Okay, let's see how this goes. So I used this screwdriver yesterday to mix my paint. It's a solvent-based paint, the primer, and you can see this filler is eating away at that. Hope that doesn't become a problem, because it does say on the can, put on bare metal. I'm not putting it on bare metal, so yeah, that might come back to bite me in a year or two. Okay, it does apply a lot easier than the other brand. It's a lot softer, spreads easier, like smooth butter. But I added as much hardener as it says on the tin, but I'm going to use less next time. It cures super quickly. I did this one, moved straight over to here, and it immediately started to freckle. And then when it starts to freckle like that, then you know it's done. So it's becoming lumpy, and then your time's up. So I just stopped, threw away the bit of extra that I mixed. Wait for this to harden properly, to cure properly. Sand it smooth, see where I need rinse and repeat. Very interesting. It says automotive on the can, and the moment the spray left the gun, I got that very distinct body shop smell. But yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. The primer is highlighting all the imperfections perfectly. It looks like the Grand Canyon over there now, which is great. So that'll tell me where I need to apply a little bit more filler and sand more, like same over there. It's really showing up all the bad parts, which is awesome. All right, so I think these skirts are now as good as they're going to be. I have formed it and modeled it and applied layer after layer of Bondo, and I have now sanded it down, taken it down to or up to 320 grit, which is usually where I stop with body patty. And yeah, quite happy with them. I mean, it's gonna be there by your feet, so it's not like it's gonna be in anybody's face in any way. So I think it's gonna be more than good enough. So I'm gonna wipe them down with thinners now, and then give them a rattle can primer, so that tomorrow we can make them blue. I must actually say they look quite nice. Well, I like this multi-layer primer, multi-layer Bondo look. If the whole car looked like that, you know, you could just clear coat it and go for it. Nice rat rod style. First coat done. I'm gonna go watch some YouTube for 30 minutes, then come back, give it a thick second coat, and then I can go to bed.